Hey, what's up? This is Mereba, and you're tuned in to Media Spotlight UK.
Hello, it is Calum Di Lieto for Media Spotlight UK, and we're with the wonderful, the lovely, the charming Mereba. How are you?
I'm wonderful. That was a good introduction.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You are very charming. You've got a lovely vibe about you.
Thank you.
How many people have mentioned your vibe today?
A lot.
A lot of people.
I've heard the word vibe a lot.
Yeah, I can imagine. Do you know what though? It's because it's just synonymous with you. That's the problem, you know. It's like Mereba vibe. Mereba vibe.
That's it.
You know? It's not a bad thing.
Package deal.
You know,
Mereba
people
vibe.
say things about me that aren't as flattering. So you should be happy with vibe.
I'll take it.
Yeah,
I'll take that. Yeah.
But I think the reason for that, the reason a lot of people say, you know, you've got this vibe, is because your music is like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's very soulful. People throw away terms like, you know, neo soul, new R&B, etc. How do you classify your music?
This has been an ongoing challenge for me because I just don't feel like I have I don't have a genre. I feel like my genre is that I don't have a genre. But there's influences of folk, R&B, hip hop, alternative. So I just call it alternative.
I like
Mereba.
Eclectic.
The genre, eclectic.
Yeah, it's Mereba is the genre.
Mereba's honestly the genre.
It's the artist and the genre. I like
there
that.
you go. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, and the hair flick as well.
You
She's
know?
like, yeah, that's me.
You know, that's it.
Yeah, just subtle swag there. Okay, now I see what you did there. I'm a little bit intimidated now. Not only am talking to an artist, I'm talking to an entire genre. Woo. Like for me though, it's great because I'm a massive R&B fan, right? Mm-hmm. And I personally feel, and you know, this is slightly controversial. I feel like in the last couple of years, the last decade, R&B just kind of went away. You know, when I was growing up, I was getting emotional listening to the bedroom, the rain coming down the window.
Yeah.
My boo.
Yeah.
You know, and I just felt like it got kind of dancey. Everyone wanted dance music. Everyone wanted high energy. Emotions were suddenly not cool.
Yeah.
And it kind of fell by the wayside. And it's so nice to listen to your music and feel someone connecting with that side of them again. You know, and how do you feel about other artists maybe doing that? And you know, is there anyone else you think, yeah, they're also kind of tapping into the sort of the long lost genre of R&B?
I think that there are a lot of artists who are doing kind of this new age R&B. As far as, you know, I had to kind of accept that we're evolving out of maybe what I like listened to in the 90s, like that type of R&B. You know, there's waves of different types, but I would say in the classic R&B thing, I would say like her, like she's making R&B, you know what I mean? But I don't really feel like I make that. Like I feel like I'm more of the new wave of things just because it's a bit more like experimental, you know what I'm saying, sonically. But I think that R&B is still here. It's just in a different form. Like, who else? Like, I mean, I think of like Georgia Smith as R&B. I think of like LMA as R&B. I'm trying to think of more people, and like I said, I don't necessarily feel that I am that. So I don't feel like I have the like.
I mean, you're your own genre.
I don't.
You know,
we already covered that.
You know. But I see what you mean though. It's sort of like,
you know what I mean.
It's two different spheres going on at the same time, and you're kind of popping in between everything.
Yeah. Like there's certain songs on the project that I consider full on like R&B songs, like Sandstorm, Stay True. Like those are R&B songs to me, you know. But I think that artists, and especially like black artists right now, are just redefining what it means to be R&B. You know, it's really just rhythm and blues. It's just rhythm and talking about some real shit on your song, you know? So that, in that sense, I feel like it's alive and well and it's thriving. I just think we have to kind of embrace the way that it's evolved, and we might have to listen to our like Carl Thomas, like, you know, and our, you know, our Jagged Edge and all of those older R&B things. Like I feel like they had their time and we listened to those things for that, and maybe it's just different now, you know.
And you know, those kind of artists, you know, people like Jagged Edge, they've inspired the new age.
Exactly.
So it's kind of a legacy that's
exactly
kind of gone through. But you mentioned Sandstorm.
Yes.
Which is great because the title, when I saw Sandstorm, I was like, I'm thinking,
Yeah.
you know. So I listened to it and I was like, ooh, ooh, and it wasn't what I was expecting. It hit me right in the feels.
Yeah.
But I loved it, absolutely loved it.
Thank
And
you.
you know, you've got a very well established feature on there.
Yeah.
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 And he's not the only person on the album. You've
Right.
also got Black on there as well.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, these sort of long established friendships, or you know, and you just called them up and was like, "Yo,
Yes.
get on the album."
Yeah. It was definitely that for Black. I mean, both of them. We all have been making music together for years. We all came up in the same scene in Atlanta. We met when we were like, you know, really young, just experimenting, making stuff. We all knew what we wanted to be, and so even to hear you say like these two well-established artists, that gives me a lot of pride because, you know, I've known them since they weren't that,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
so. For Black, we weren't in the same city at the time, and I sent him Heatwave, and he really liked it, and he added his verse to it, and I was just blown away by it. Like, I still remember when I got that back, I was just like, you said every single thing that I couldn't say because it was from his perspective, it was from the male perspective, but with Sandstorm, Jid and I wrote that next to each other, like at the piano. I was playing the piano, playing that part of what the progression is, and we wrote it line for line back and forth with each other. So that was a very intimate writing experience, probably one of my favorites. And even for our other collaboration called All Bad from his album The Never Story, which is 2 years old, it was the same sort of thing. Like, that was still like one of, I think, both of our favorite sessions we've ever done because it's just really personal, really intimate. Like, that's like my brother. Like, he's not my blood brother, but it feels like we're really brother and sister. And it's really nice to just be able to be vulnerable with somebody else and make something from scratch like that, you know? So that's how that one came to be.
I think that's a really beautiful way of collaborating. I think like often it's, I've done this, do you want to put something on it?
Yeah.
Or I've done this, have a listen, do you like it? Do you want to contribute? Whereas to sit there with someone and from scratch write it.
Yeah.
Like, it's giving me goosebumps.
Yeah.
I literally just give me goosebumps just because I'm just picturing the two of you in a room, just like, just, you know, it's late, it's just all the emotions are coming out, and then what has now arrived, you know, it's beautiful, it's pure, I love it.
Thank you.
But so, you know, what kind of creative, like, how do you get your inspiration? Like, how do you, what do you, because there's a lot of emotion in there, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of emotion that people can relate to, but is also personal to you. So when you're going through these pains, these struggles, these bad relationships, do you think to yourself, I'm going to write about you?
Yes.
Yeah. No hesitation. Like, yes. I love that.
I do. And I always say, like, be careful of dating a writer. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you might hear about your shit all aired out on a song. Because I can't help it. You know, I write songs for therapy. You know, I just write songs to feel better about whatever I'm going through, you know? And through that, my hope is that it will make somebody else feel better because we only can go through so many things. Like, we're pretty much all going through the same things, just different versions of them at all times, you know? So, yeah, I mean, all true stories. And the people who hear them and it's about them, they know it's about them because they know, you know? But that's the only way I know how to do it, really. Like, that's what I'm inspired by. That's how I get creative, is usually something will happen and a concept pops in my head about it, you know? And from that concept, I'd start telling the story of what happened. And I do try to be a little vague. You know, I don't go too specific with all of my songs because I like to leave space for people to relate to it in their own ways, you know? But the seed is always truth, and the seed is always like some interaction that I had with somebody, usually, you know?
I guess it's cathartic in a way. Like, it's like you said, it's a therapy. It's a way to kind of deal with that
exactly.
pain. And does it help? Do you feel like you get over things quicker because you've literally taken it from you and put it into a song?
For sure. Because I know, like, stints of time when I have like writer's block or whatever, where I'm having trouble kind of getting feelings out, I am not a pleasant person to be around. Like, I am, like, that is literally my therapy. And if I'm not getting those things out, I have other ways of dealing with that aren't as healthy, you know? So it's my healthiest way. It's definitely my healthiest way of coping, you know? So I try to write songs before I resort to other things, you know? but it's a complete release, and it is like taking it out of your body and putting it somewhere else, and it lives there now instead. You know, some of the songs when I listen to on the project, I'm like Highway 10, that song was made from so much pain and so much like betrayal, and now when I hear it, it sounds like really bright and like empowering and fun, and I'm like, well, that's nice, because I remember what sparked that song, and it was not that, you know. So it's also transformative in that way.
Do you ever think to yourself, God, I wish I could have another bad experience, because I wrote a good song from that, and a good song from that, and you're like, you know, you're in a relationship with someone, you're like, can you annoy me?
I actually have. You know, I'm used to chaos. Like I'm used to that. Like between what I witnessed, like growing up and like moving around in different, I'm just used to discomfort. And that's what I'm inspired by, is like the tension of life, you know? So when things are too peaceful, there is some like sabotage that goes on. I don't try to, but I'm just like, I gotta shake some shit up. This is too boring. I can't get jiggy with this, you know what I mean? Which is probably really fun for people in my life, you know? But no, I've actually felt that. I've actually been in that type of relationship and been like, I don't know, like I kind of need the tumultuous, you know. I kind of need some fire.
Is this chair too comfortable for you? Do we need to set that on fire? Like, I don't want you to be too comfortable.
If we set this on fire, bars would start coming out right now.
Just,
it would
just
be
pure,
bars.
just music.
Just
screams as well, I imagine. But you know,
melodic screams.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
One of the things that really interests me, and I know, like, you know, in almost every interview you've done, everyone talks about the fact that you've moved around so much, etc.
Yeah.
But I love the fact that you went to Ethiopia for just to travel, and then you ended up staying there for so long.
Yeah.
And what was it that? Because let's bring this vibe word into it.
Yeah.
You know? I feel like not only do you give off a vibe, but I feel like you're kind of ruled by like vibes from other. Like, are you sort of attracted to different vibes? And was that what it was? You know, you just love the vibe there, felt yourself gravitate towards it, and then just thought, you know what, I'm going to stay here for a bit. And
it was two things. It was kind of being that fish out of water thing, you know, like I was so amazed by just feeling, again, the discomfort. Like I thrive in the chaos of things. I didn't even, like, I'm half Ethiopian. My father didn't teach me, my brother, and my sister Amharic, which is the language spoken there. So even just going there and not being able to really speak the language, like all of these things added to the discomfort, and it made me excited to be there. But then on top of it, I was meeting literally every family member on my dad's side for the first time. So I was finding myself through these people who looked like me.
Well, right?
Yes, very big family. My father's the oldest, 9 children younger than him. They all have their own families, so many cousins, and like I look like these people, I act like these people, you know. And I was finding myself through meeting these people, and they were all so excited to meet me and me them, but it really felt like it bridged something for me. Like I didn't know who I was in a way. I didn't know that part of me, you know? So I couldn't let it go. I was supposed to be there for 3 weeks, and I was there for almost a year. Like I basically just said, fuck the rest of my life. Like I just dropped out of college, and I just stayed there. And it influenced the rest of my life. It influenced my music so much, because also my family, at the time I was making my folk songs and the guitar, and my family was like, we're African. Like, we need to dance. Where are the drums? Where's the vibe? Like, where's the bop? Like, this is nice, but I'm falling asleep. And I'm like, okay. So I remember coming back and being like, I have to make something that my family can dance to.
Yeah.
They're not going to bump my shit. You know?
I love it. I love that it was just simply, all right, do you know what? I'm going to have to just add some drums to this.
Yeah, period. That's how it went.
And so, I mean, it feels like the future could be quite unpredictable for you then, because you like a bit of chaos, you know, you follow different vibes, but if you were to predict it, like what kind of direction do you see yourself going in? What's on the horizon for you?
I feel like right now we are assembling a mass of people who just don't necessarily feel spoken for in the climate of music right now. And I understand that it might be a slow build. It might take time, because I think real things, finding people, does take time, you know. But I'm very hopeful about the future, and I think that there are so many people out there that in some way or another feel like they live on the fringes too, or feel like they don't quite fit into one thing that's being offered to them right now. And I just want to be a voice for that. I want to be a voice for the people. Like, I'm not trying to flex. I'm not trying to talk about like how much I have that you don't have. You know, I'm really trying to just empower people through my music. And this year is definitely going to be a busy one. Now that we've dropped the project and touring and traveling and all of those things that come along with promoting a record. But like, I'm just trying to stay true to the people and to being something real, you know?
Yeah.
I think that's needed right now.
I mean, so many people can say it, but hearing it from you, I truly believe that. And I really am looking forward to seeing what happens in the next year and further from that as well. So thank you so much for speaking with us. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
I didn't set the chair on fire.
You didn't. I'm sad.
I
you know I like the chaos.
Yeah, I know. But, you know, I'll mix things up. We nearly smashed the table as we came in,
Yeah.
so that's enough for you. Thank you so much. And please just keep doing what you're doing.
Okay, I will.